Now what's up? What's up? Yeah, got him.
You have a rematch plans against Devin Haney. Are you looking to show him something?
Oh yeah, I'm willing to show him. I cannot wait. You know, I want to put a whooping on his dad too. That's really who I want to put a whooping on. But Devin could get it as well again. I'm gonna do the same thing just like I did.
Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney have arrived for their upcoming fights, and the tension is growing. This tension even led to a physical scuffle. Although Garcia and Haney aren't scheduled to fight each other right now, that didn't stop them from exchanging strong words and getting into a confrontation at a recent press conference. Garcia will fight Rolly Romero on that event, while Haney
Overrate his boxing ability, in my opinion.
You think Tank's a better boxer? Forget power.
Yeah, I think he's a better boxer. You know, like strategic mind. I think Tank is better. I was one of the best in the amateurs.
Right.
I lost one fight to a guy that's arguably one of the best in the world, and he had a weight drain me, and he had to put a rehydration clause, and all that shit.
Haney is set to face Jose Ramirez. Ryan still says the whole PED, performance-enhancing drug issue, was just a setup meant to take away from his win over Haney. In an interview with Ring Magazine, Garcia said the plan was made in advance by Haney's team, just in case they lost. He believes they wanted an excuse ready. What made Ryan suspicious was how Haney's brothers seemed to know about the failed drug test before it became public. That to Ryan was clear proof that something sneaky was happening. "I felt like I won fair and square," Garcia said. That was just a setup in case they lost. After Ryan shared his thoughts, the press conference got intense. Haney questioned the idea. How could it be a setup? Ryan fired back. "How did you know about the test early?" It seemed like Haney didn't want to answer directly. He said he didn't know, but Ryan wasn't buying it. He believes Haney's team knew in advance and was already preparing damage control. Even though Ryan is focused on Haney, his next opponent, Rolly Romero, is confident he can ruin Ryan's future plans. He remembers sparring with Ryan years
No, I didn't take steroids. It's not gonna be much different. I mean, the crazy thing is they want to like keep on saying, "Oh, it's because of the PEDs. It's because of the PEDs. I was on fighting a guy with PEDs. PEDs don't help you block a left hook."
ago and thinks he can repeat that success. People might see Rolly as the underdog, but in boxing, one strong punch can change everything. At the press conference, things got even more heated. DAZN's Todd Grisham asked Jose Ramirez a bold question that upset Haney. A lot of people are wondering about Devin Haney's chin after the Ryan fight. Will you test it? Haney, clearly annoyed, replied, "I got up every time against someone using PEDs. That shows I've got a chin." But Grisham pushed again, saying maybe Haney got up because of heart, not durability. That lineup,
if anybody hits him, there might be the same results.
In terms of the rematch, you know, the whole world is waiting for this Haney fight, but he does have a fight with Jose Ramirez. You guys confident that he does win that fight against Ramirez?
Well, I mean, if he outboxes Ramirez, you know, there's a possibility that he'll survive, you know, but his chin has been tested and you've seen the results, you know.
Upset not only Haney, but also his father, Bill Haney, who confronted Grisham after the event. Still, the boxing world is wondering the same thing, and so is Ramirez. His trainer, Robert Garcia, didn't hold back. As they finished training camp in Southern California, he said, "That beating Haney took isn't easy to forget, even if it's not on his record. The 3 knockdowns from Ryan were erased due to the failed test, but fans remember what they saw." Now, with a 31-0 record and 15 knockouts, Haney faces serious questions about whether he can handle pressure in the 140-pound division, especially since he's...
No, I'm not gonna test his chin. Of course I'm gonna... You know what I mean?
Do you think like he will actually not be able to get up from your punch?
Well, I feel like if I hit anybody from the, you know, from my weight class, or even all the way to like with the 160s, if I hit him with a solid shot right in the chin, I think anybody could go down. You know, it's boxing, you know, 8-ounce gloves.
He's fighting a tough former champion like Ramirez, who comes in with a 29-2 record and 18 knockouts. At 32, Ramirez is looking to bounce back after a slow performance in his loss to Arnold Barboza Jr. last November. This fight isn't just about belts, it's about proving he still belongs. Jose always fights with heart, said Robert Garcia. But after the last fight, he needs to shine, not for us, but for the world. Fighting in Times Square under the lights motivates Ramirez more than ever. He's already thinking beyond this fight. If he beats Haney, there's a real...
Use something to lose weight.
think Ryan was better versus you than against
Yeah, for sure, because he had to train. He didn't have to train for Devin. He didn't have, look at his body. Look at his body versus when you fought me. And he told y'all he was drinking every night and all that type of stuff. Like, yeah. He was smoking and everything. Like, come on, bro. And Haney had him. In the first beginning of the fight, he had him. He just tried to press the issue and stay right there.
Shot the fall event in Saudi Arabia could change from Haney Garcia 2 to Garcia Ramirez. Robert Garcia says this version of Ramirez looks like his prime self, like when he beat Amir Imam in 2018 or stopped Maurice Hooker in Texas. Against Barboza, no excuses. Barboza had a great plan and won, but this camp is totally different, he said. Jose is training hard and sparring like his old self. Even when he lost to Josh Taylor, he had a great camp. The partners say he's strong. This is a new level. Still, betting experts have Haney as a strong favorite at 1,200. Most think he'll use his movement, avoid heavy exchanges.
Fight against Jose Ramirez, or did you prefer to fight Ryan Garcia straight away when you came back?
Of course, that's the big fight is Ryan Garcia, but I cannot look past Jose Ramirez. I know that he's a tough competitor. I know that he's coming to win. And to get to the Ryan fight, first we got to beat Jose Ramirez, and that's what I look to do.
I'm sure you've heard what some boxing fans are saying. They're thinking after that fight with Ryan Garcia, you may not be the same fighter you were that night.
Then win on points. But can he really avoid another brawl, especially with a pressure fighter like Ramirez? Devin wants to box, but forcing him to fight is the goal, said Garcia. Facing Ramirez says a lot about Devin and his dad, Bill. They didn't have to choose this challenge. They could have picked someone easier. But they want to prove they still belong at the top, even after the loss to Ryan. And don't forget, Haney was competitive in that fight, even after being knocked down. Haney trained this camp at Shane Mosley's gym in Big Bear, California. The funny part? Mosley was never a back foot boxer. He always came to fight. So maybe Haney is changing things, or at least digging deeper this time. Garcia wonders the same thing. What version of Haney will show up? Is that loss still in his head, or is he fresh after a year off? He asked. Garcia added, I respect Devin and Bill for taking this fight. They didn't have to. It's also interesting they brought in Shane. I know Shane from
is probably closer to the chinny side than having a granite chin. If we're looking at it on the spectrum, one end of the spectrum being Amir Khan, the other end of the spectrum being Triple G, he's definitely closer to the Amir Khan. I don't like that he's even having this discussion because we don't know Devin Haney for being a brawler. I don't want him to think about having the chin because his style is to not get hit. I think Devin Haney is digging a hole for himself because
back in the day, he was smart and tough. Let's see what Devin learns from him. But in boxing, you need a chin. Right now, the lines are drawn. Ryan Garcia sees May the 2nd as just a warm-up for his next fight with Haney. Haney, on the other hand, is focused on redeeming himself and proving he's still the best strategist in the division. But every moment, the stares, the PED talk, the chin questions, the sparring stories, it's all building toward a fiery few months. The rematch in October is already shaping up to be huge, but to get there, both fighters have to survive their next tests. And with how things are heating,
if Devin Haney loses this fight, career over. He has the most pressure in the sport of boxing.
Ain't that what they said about Wilder? Ain't that what they said about AJ? Every time somebody is in a position to lose back to back, we automatically think your career is over, but the career won't be over.
Devin and Bill have placed high expectations on themselves. They want to be compared to Floyd Money Mayweather.
If Ramirez can get in there and make it gritty, Haney's gonna have to bite down on that mouthpiece and dig deep. Something
up, no one is getting through without taking damage. This drama between Ryan and Devin has caused more than just bruises and a lost undefeated record. It's put a big cloud over Haney's future, and as the fight with Ramirez nears, more and more voices are asking tough questions. Oscar De La Hoya summed it up perfectly. It's not just about losing a fight, it's about losing a part of yourself in the ring, and that's much harder to get back than any championship belt. According to De La Hoya, Haney's chin, once strong and reliable, might now be damaged for good. He says it's not about skill anymore, it's about wear and tear. In boxing, once a fighter's chin goes, it rarely comes back the same. He explained that heart and courage aren't enough if a fighter's body can't take punches anymore. Haney showed amazing heart when he got up from Ryan Garcia's 3 knockdowns, but De La Hoya warns that same bravery can be risky. courage, doesn't stop head injuries, and it doesn't fix soft tissue. If Haney steps...
Yeah, watch it. Watch it, May 2nd. May 2nd. Yeah. It was a good training camp. Good discipline, good training camp. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss weight, don't worry. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss weight. Yeah, I know. We'll see you May 2nd. Let's do the show.
Into the ring with Ramirez still thinking about that loss. The doubts might be louder than the crowd. Can I take his punches? Will I go down again? Is this the fight where I get exposed for real? De La Hoya believes these thoughts are stuck in Haney's head, and they could ruin him. Ramirez, meanwhile, isn't just showing up to help. Haney looked good in a comeback. His trainer, Robert Garcia, has zeroed in on Haney's weak point, his chin, and they plan to go after it right away. Ramirez isn't
undisputed. He needs to fight all the ones that are champions up there so they can really... He can really say he's undisputed. Because right now, he's undisputed, but he needs to fight all the guys up there and beat all those guys, and then we can say he's undisputed. He's undisputed, but I mean, we can really say it, you know, pound for pound, all that stuff. I think that the difference is that when we were coming up, we want to go for knockouts and want to finish the fight and
like Ryan Garcia. He doesn't back off or dance around. He's in your face, throwing punches every second, trying to break you down. De La Hoya compared Haney's chin to a brick wall that's already cracked. One hit at a time, it crumbles until there's nothing left. And De La Hoya says this not out of hate or hype, but from experience. He's watched many great fighters go from unstoppable to getting knocked out in just one bad night.
If you get up 3 times from a left hook from Ryan Garcia, everyone knows that. Who's gotten up 3 times? Huh? So what do you mean he doesn't have a chin? I mean, that guy he's a piece of shit.
You're talking about Todd Grissom?
Yeah, Todd Grissom.
I was gonna say, I feel like this.
A loss like Haney had against Ryan can make a fighter age fast. If Haney loses again this Friday, it might be the start of a slow downfall, because even if Ramirez doesn't knock him out, the fighters waiting at 147 hit harder, are younger, and even more aggressive. Haney can't go back down to 140 without hurting his body. He's stuck in the danger zone, and everyone can sense his weakness. At the same time, Teddy Atlas is being careful with his support for Haney. He says Haney will win, but you can tell he's not fully convinced. Atlas says a year off should have helped Haney recover, and his record outside of the Garcia fight shows a smart, skilled fighter who can...
Do you want that rematch with Ryan Garcia? Is that something that's like, man, I gotta get that back?
He was right here, I get it back right now. Because it's just, you know, if somebody did you like that, you want to take it, because I did that already. I tried to do it fair. I tried to, you know, it was 3-3 since the amateurs. I tried to give you that, you know, that another fight, and when it was even, we was drug tested, we was on even playing field.
Controls opponents with his jab, footwork, and clinches. But then Atlas says something important. You can't wrap the brain in tape. If Haney suffered real damage in that last fight, time alone won't fix it. Atlas agrees Ramirez has taken damage too, but his is built up slowly over time. Haney's damage came in a sudden, violent way, and that kind of trauma stays with you. It plays in your mind even before the bell rings. Ramirez, for all his flaws, isn't carrying that mental baggage into this fight. Haney is, and if his focus is still on Ryan Garcia instead of Ramirez, things might go badly. De La Hoya and Atlas both understand something clearly. The ring doesn't forget. It remembers every punch.
I don't understand what you mean by chin. I got up every single time against somebody that was 4 times. So
I'm sure if I land a solid one with Devin Haney, I'm gonna put him down.
Yeah, my dad's gonna take the W.
W? Knockout?
Yeah.
Every broken rib, every tough round. Fighters who come back after beatings don't always come back the same. If Ramirez lands early and sees that same fear or hesitation that Ryan saw, he'll go all in. Up at this level, no one goes easy, not even on a smart boxer who can't take damage like before. That's why
Ramirez has everything it takes to beat Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney can beat him if he's not gunshot, because like Ryan said, hey, you know, when he was talking about all that off-screen shit, he said the off-screen make you not be able to block a left hook 1,000 1,000 times, because people can say what they want to say talking about Ryan take accountability. Devin, how about you take accountability? You said this guy's a C-class fighter. All he has is the left hook. 45 seconds in, those 45 days that you did not fast for Ramadan, you got smacked by a left hook. The one punch that you said this guy had. You were supposed to prepare for that. Did you not? What happened? Oh, okay, no accountability.
Hoya's wall metaphor hits so hard. It's not the first punch that brings the wall down, it's the 1,000 that came before it. No one is doubting Haney's hard work or his father's support. No one's denying Ramirez's skill. But in boxing, it's not about who you used to be. It's about what you've got left, and the effects of that Garcia loss are still there.
I still think Devin Haney can beat Ryan Garcia.
Oh yeah, I do.
Don't fight that type of style. Don't stand right in front of him.
Yeah.
Do your Devin Haney, and get out of there.
And that's what you do with rematches. You find everything you did wrong. You know it instantly after the fight's over. You come back and you right those wrongs. I do believe that it's a rematch that he will win. I think we talked about this time and time again. I think it's
whether we see them or not, Friday night will tell us if Haney's foundation is still made of stone or if Ryan Garcia's fist started a crack that will never heal.
But let's say Haney survives Ramirez. Let's say he weathers the storm, fights smart, and wins the decision. Then what? That's when the noise gets louder. Because for Haney, it won't be enough just to win. He'll have to dominate too, silence the doubts. A razor-thin victory won't erase the memory of Ryan's knockdowns or the questions about his chin. The public and pundits will still ask, can he take a shot? Can he fight under fire?
A lot of people are going to wonder about the state of Devin Haney's chin after his fight with Ryan Garcia. Are you going to be able to test that chin?
Well, of course I'm going to test the chin. That's my job, you know. Even if it was 31-0 with 31 knockouts, my job is to test his chin.
Or did Ryan Garcia expose a truth that no jab or footwork can hide? And if Ryan Garcia wins his own fight on the same card, then the rematch becomes not just a possibility, it becomes the fight. The one fans demand. The one the division needs. The one with legacy on the line. Saudi Arabia has been mentioned as the stage, and the money behind it could make it a blockbuster. But here's the twist. Both fighters are under immense pressure. Ryan might have won the first bout, but it came with the controversy of a failed drug test. Fair or not, that clouds the win.
You know what? By the grace of God that it be, that's why we're sitting here with all these great, wonderful champions, all right?
Well, Devin, how do you feel that you have a fight and there's already another fight booked, the rematch with Ryan? Does that bother you?
If I don't win that fight, then I don't get to the Ryan fight. So that's my main focus right now.
Find a way for you.
For Ryan, beating Haney again, cleanly and decisively, is how he turns a loud moment into a lasting legacy. For Haney, it's redemption or ruin. He doesn't want to be remembered as the guy who was great until Ryan touched his chin. He wants to be known as the fighter who got knocked down but got back up and came back better. This is why boxing is so raw, so real. It's not just about skill or speed. It's about what you do.
I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I'm gonna say he showed a pretty damn good chin. Getting hit with a bigger guy, a really good puncher. Yeah, he got dropped 5 times, 4 times, 3 times. You know, whatever you want to really figure it out, because it was hard to figure out. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't have a pretty damn good chin and a great amount of heart, you know, and resistance and mental toughness, he doesn't survive that fight. I know there was a lot of...
After you get hurt, what you do when the crowd doubts you, when the punches feel heavier, when the memory of a knockdown is louder than your corner's voice. Even legends had moments like this. Think about Manny Pacquiao after the Marquez knockout. Think about Amir Khan trying to prove his chin wasn't a liability. Think about fighters who weren't just trying to win, they were fighting to rewrite their story. Right now, Haney is standing in that fire, and how he performs, whether he folds or flourishes, will shape the next chapter of his career.
The way Ryan Garcia handled Devin Haney, to me personally, doesn't call for a rematch. Once Ryan gets back in action, once Ryan gets back in rhythm, and maybe has a tune-up fight, possibly in late April or maybe early May, then I want to throw him in there with the very best. And I'm thinking top of my head, Teofimo Lopez or even Boots Ennis or whoever the very best is. And, you know, I mean, we still have we still have.
And don't forget about Jose Ramirez. If he pulls off the upset, he's right back in the spotlight. It won't just be a setback for Haney. It'll be Ramirez's rebirth. A big win here could line him up for mega fights with either Ryan Garcia or someone at 147. And what about 147? That's where
I get annoyed. I've actually heard a couple of people say Ryan got Devin's number. And I'm like, how? How do you come out of your mouth and say he has Devin's number? He doesn't. That was one fight, one time, big moment. We know what was involved, but I truly believe that Devin Haney beats Ryan Garcia in the rematch. I truly think that Devin is the better boxer. I think that Devin, when focused.
This fight and the next one will tell us. So where do you stand? Are you riding with Haney for the comeback story? Or do you think Ryan Garcia's punch took more than just a win? It took Haney's prime. And does Ramirez have the firepower to be more than just a side character in this chapter? Drop your take in the comments. Like if you felt that tension in the ring, that split second when everything changes. And subscribe, because what's coming next in this rivalry is bigger than belts or rankings. It's about heart, legacy, and proving to the world and yourself that you're still who you say you are.